I think you're going to find this very interesting. Over the weekend, there was a so-called Million MAGA March in Washington, D.C., I guess in support of Donald Trump losing. I don't even know. I guess to make the case that Donald Trump actually won. It's very unclear what they were arguing. But despite Donald Trump's press secretary, Kayleigh McEnany, claiming on Twitter that there were more than a million people there, a more realistic estimate is like 80,000, maybe 100,000 people. Still a lot of people, but not a million. And Fox News covered this march. And as they were covering the march and doing an interview, a pro-Trump protester holding up a sign so vile and so disgusting popped up on screen. And you actually hear the Fox News anchor pause when it pops up and mention the sign. This is Fox anchor Eric Shawn. You will hear him it gives him pause when the sign comes up. The sign, for those who aren't watching, says, "Coming for blacks and Indians first. Welcome to the New World Order." Take a look, take a listen to this.
I've talked to Republican Party leaders about this. I've said to them, you're going to be in office a long time after President Trump is. The Republican Party is going to long outlast all of us. Aren't you concerned about that? So that's what somebody's going to have to convince the president of. The president isn't a long-term thinker. They're going to have to convince him that it's in his own interest, and that is what he responds to. Like, what is in his interest
we just saw a very disturbing sign. It said, "Coming for blacks and Indians, welcome to the New World Order." I mean, who the hell knows, what people have and what they say on these things. But what do the Republicans tell you?
So first of all, that really is the type of stuff that was running rampant at this absolutely vile event. Now, you know what I'm going to say, right? Okay, the sign was sick enough for the Fox anchor to mention it, but not sick enough for it to be denounced. He reports on the sign like you would mention, oh, there's a food cart. Hold on a second. Hold on a second, Ted. There's a food cart offering 2-for-1 pretzels during the rally. That's quite an aggressive sale. It's very matter of fact. The sign is "Coming for blacks and Indians first." That's the sign, and you don't denounce it. The only upside I can think of is that Republicans and these Trumpists are being more honest and upfront now with their beliefs, right? They're just saying it out loud right on their sign instead of pretending that this is not all just racism and xenophobia and hate. So it's a little bit more transparency. I will give them that. And if you go over to the new enclave of the pro-Trump right on the internet, it's called Parler. It's filled with this stuff. They've gone, full mask off, figuratively and literally, given the pandemic. They've gone full mask off on Parler. It is everywhere. But I would go even further. Let me go back to the Fox News thing for a second. Fox News anchor Eric Shawn sees a sign that's wacky. It's wacky enough to mention it, but apparently it's not wacky enough for him to denounce it. Understand that Fox News is partially to blame for whipping people up to the point where they're willing to be seen in public with such a sign. Fox did not create racism. Trump did not create racism, but they've whipped it up and fired people up and coalesced them. And Fox should really own this behavior. Understand, I would call it irony, but it feels like if you call it irony, it's not serious enough. Fox News has been lying to people for so long that Trump supporters are now thinking even Fox News has become a liberal enemy. That's how dumb the country has gotten. This is the natural end result. Fox News has radicalized its viewers to such a degree that they are now too radical to even watch Fox News, at least during the day, I guess. They still find some comfort in the evening hours. Understand that. Think about that to understand how depraved this situation has become. One of our sponsors is privacy.com. They're giving you $5 when you sign up for their completely free service at privacy.com/Pakman. I've been using Privacy for a little over a year now. You've heard me talk about it before. It's a lifesaver, and here's how it works. Takes just a couple of minutes to set up. Anytime you buy something online or on the phone, instead of actually using your real credit card number, the Privacy app and the browser plugin let you give each company a randomized virtual credit card number that you create out of thin air. It'll even autofill the card number with one click and the payment is taken out of your checking account without the merchant ever knowing your real information. So this allows you to keep your banking information secure, but also to take control of your finances. You can create up to 12 of these virtual credit cards a month. You can set spending limits. You can freeze them. You can delete them anytime you want. So when you do this, it means you're not going to be charged when you don't want to be, because you can destroy the virtual card number right after using it, which, for instance, I love using free trials because I know I won't be charged when the trial is over if I use a virtual credit card number. You're keeping your identity private by not telling companies who you are. You're keeping your bank or credit card info protected against data breaches and identity theft, and it's free. There's no catch whatsoever. But if you want, Privacy also offers a $10 a month plan that gives you 1% cash back and lets you create 36 credit cards a month, and a $25 a month plan tailored more for small businesses where you can create 60 card numbers a month and much more. But definitely go ahead and at least get started with the free plan. You'll protect your financial info. Companies can't charge you unexpectedly. And like I said, you'll get $5 to spend when you sign up at privacy.com/Pakman.